Let's go ahead and go on to the second example. So the first two is pretty simple. I really want you guys to pay attention to this one because this one's going to look a little bit different, okay? So I have x squared minus 45x equals 4x. It's not in standard form. I want to take 4x and move it back over here and set the whole quadratic in next to 0 or equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. If I have 4x here, this would be its common term, so I'm going to put down minus 4x squared underneath it. This cancels out, that's a 0. Bring this down. Negative 45 minus 4. Use your calculators to help you. This is going to give me, you can't see there, negative 49. So minus 49x, bring down the x squared, and this is what you have. Now, if you are jumping ahead and you're saying, hey, that's two terms, I'm going to use a difference of squares. I really like the fact that you knew that we're going to use the difference of squares because there's two terms. So the thing is, for this though, there's actually a common factor. I have 1 in 49, I can't really pull anything out, but I do see that x is in both terms, so I can definitely pull x out. So this is going to stay equal to 0. I'm going to pull x out. So I would have x minus 49. Because I'm going to divide everything by x in order to get that. So x squared divided by x gives me x. 49x divided by x is going to give me 49. Basically, I just pulled it out. Now, this looks a little bit different, right? Super simple. You have two factors still. First, outside of the parentheses, you have x. That's one factor. Inside of the parentheses, you have x minus 49. That's going to be another factor. Set all of your factors to 0 and solve for x. Well, this one's done already. I'm going to use inverse operation and add 49 to both sides. This cancels out. X equals 49. And that is my answer. Put it into fancy brackets. So you have x equals 0, 49. There you go. If you skipped ahead and you're just going through this and you see, well, I did not get that answer, like where did I go wrong? You can pause and look at the work that I've shown here, or you can rewind back to when I started working through this and see what your mistake is. And you can do the same thing for the next two problems I'm going to go over. Okay, so I have this one here and this one here. Let's go ahead and do problem number 3 on the left-hand side. Is it in standard form? Nope. I want to move everything to the left-hand side. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line. First, I'm going to move x squared, subtract x squared from both sides. This cancels out. So I have 8x left over. I'm going to bring 8x down. 11x squared minus x squared. That's going to give me 10x squared. Bring down your equal sign. It's still not in standard form. I'm going to just continue my line a little bit here. Subtract, now I'm going to subtract 8x on this side. And what I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other. I'm going to subtract 8x here. This cancels out. So that's 0. I already brought down my equal sign. I can't combine this because they're not like terms. So I'm going to write this all down, 10x squared minus 8x. This looks very similar to what we have in problem number 2. I see I have 10 and 8. I know I can pull 2 out of 10 and 8. I see x, it repeats itself. So you want the smallest variable that repeats itself. So x, I can pull that out also. I just went ahead and carry down the equal sign and carry down the 0. So I have 2x parentheses. So I'm going to divide 10 by 2, that's going to give me 5. I'm going to divide 8 by 2, that's going to give me 4. X squared divided by x gives me x. X divided by x, that's going to cancel each other out, so I don't need to write it down. I have a minus sign. I'm going to go ahead and put that down. Now I have two terms. I have 2x and I have 5x minus 4. Here are my two factors. Set them both to 0. To solve for x, I have to divide both sides by 2. This cancels out. 0 divided by 2 gives me 0. Over here, I have 5x. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So I have 5x equals 4. I need to divide both sides by 5. Cancel this out. I have x equals 4 fifths. Put them in fancy brackets. 0, 4 fifths is my answer. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Last problem. We've got this. Look, it's just two terms. Super simple. I have 9. I want to move it over. So draw your line. Subtract 9 from both sides. This cancels out. That's going to be 0. Bring down the equal sign. 16x squared minus 9 equals 0. So 16 and 9, there's no common factor between 16 and 9. I have an x squared here, but it doesn't repeat, so I can't pull it out. So instead, I know that 16 is a perfect square and 9 is a perfect square. Now I can use the difference of square method. So remember, you're going to take the square root of 16, that's going to be 4, and 4. The square root of x squared is x, and x. The square root of 9 is 3 times 3. And remember, the difference of square rules means that you're going to have a plus b and a minus b. Here are my two factors. I have to set them to 0. 4x plus 3, 4x minus 3, set them both to 0. And solve for x. Draw your line. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. Now I have 4x equals negative 3. Okay, I was going to skip over there. Let me just finish this one first. Now I'm going to divide everything by 4. Cancel this out. X equals negative 3 over 4. Over here, I'm going to add 3 to both sides. Cancel this out. I have 4x equals positive 3. Divide everything by 4. X equals positive 3/4. Put them into your fancy brackets. Negative 3/4, positive 3/4. That's it. Okay, that was a lot. You guys got through this perfectly fine. Go ahead and turn it over to the next page. Your level 2 question's pretty straightforward. You're going to solve the quadratic equation by factoring. Here is your problem. All you have to do is factor it. Alright guys, remember you have a quiz tomorrow, so make sure you go over your notes tonight. Try your best on your quiz tomorrow, and I will see you guys again on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.